What is up? That's right. Welcome to Prime's Fantasy Island. We are back live right before the kickoff. That's right. I am here to answer your fantasy football questions. Any and everyone. Hey, Nancy, thank you for being a supporter. So good to see ya. If you want to be cool like Nancy, then you have to be a supporter. That's right. You can do so by checking out Raider Reaction. That's right. Facebook /Raider Reaction. Go right there. Click the button on the screen. You can be a supporter and help us do everything that we do here at Raider Reaction. This is Prime in the new, not yet complete studios. Pretty blank. Pretty blank. I seen. Whoa, Verdi's getting down. I like it. That's right. And there are all sorts of perks for being a supporter. In fact, you got a monthly raffle, which is just chock full of cool-ass Raider gear. You can rep the silver and black. Man, while I'm waiting for some of these questions to jump in, I don't know. I started a new segment. Hopefully you guys, I don't know if anyone saw it yet. I don't know if it's out. It's called Just Win, baby. And each week I'm going to tell you how exactly the Raiders are going to beat whoever they put in front of them, even the Chiefs this weekend. Oh, yeah, Kimberly, thank you for being a supporter. And if you have any fantasy football questions, please post them right there in the comments for me. If you are watching in any other format, such as, I don't know, YouTube, or it'll be on YouTube later, twitch.tv. We're on Twitch now. You can watch people play video games and watch, the commission I talk about football and Big L and the whole crew, man. We got a new guy too, man. Anyway. Everything is just on fire like this football season. I tell you what, it's a burning fire, man. You got players that are getting knocked out due to not anything that happened on the field, man. COVID, man. That COVID friggin' list is ridiculous. It hit the Raiders hard this week. With, I think, up to 10 players now. 10 players. So, man, it's going to be a tall order. But if you want to know how I think the Raiders win this weekend, you got to watch that video whenever it comes out. I don't even know if it's out right now. It might be in production or something like that. The commission's a wizard, if you didn't know. Yeah, I'm just happy to be here and shit. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, so if you're wondering why I answer fantasy football questions, it's who do I start? Tom Brady or Deshaun Watson? Of course, you got Tom Brady, who is. Let me bring up my schedule real quick. Oh, that's right. Let's see. My brain said, no, you're going to have to look it up. Ooh, Tom Brady versus the Rams. All right. Tom Brady versus the Rams. I don't know, man. I think Deshaun Watson, Houston, is playing New England. New England's defense, half of them checked out before the season even started. So you go Deshaun Watson, he's going to have a big game. Tom Brady, not so much. There's a cornerback. Who was playing lights out for the Rams. What up, Walter? Oh, Thalen. Wilson QB. Thalen. Oh, I got to see more. Hold on. See more. Holy smokes. All right. I got big ups to David Meza, who put up his entire roster, it looks like. What do I think? Russell Wilson, he's a stud. He had a bad game was it last week or the week before? I forget. He threw a senseless interception that you never see out of a quarterback the caliber of Russell Wilson. And, but he'll be all right. Thalen, he's waking up. Although Justin Jefferson, I believe his name is over there. He's a rookie wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings, and he is starting to get a bigger share load of those targets. So, Thalen, he's still a big play wide receiver, man. He's still going to happen. And he's probably the most reliable receiver on the Vikings. We got D. Johnson, wide receiver. D. Johnson. Which D. Johnson? There's a lot of D. Johnsons in the league, man. I need a little more help there. We got Jacobs at running back, Hines at running back. You got Eric Ebron. Is he a Steeler now? Yeah, that's money. Robbie Anderson, I'm assuming, at wide receiver as your flex. I would get Chark in there. Oh, wait a minute. Who's starting at quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars? That's the question. That's the only guy I could see actually being a starter there. Robert Woods. Dude, Robert Woods has the best nickname in football. He is 7'11". Why do they call Robert Woods out of USC 7'11"? Cause he's always open. All right, scroll up. All right, I'm scrolling up. 2 weeks. I know, Jefferson. David's all over it. I know. Scroll up. I did scroll up, and then I had to scroll down. I'm scrolling all over the place. So, anyway, Raider Nation, we got this win on Sunday. Man, it is going to take a Herculean effort, but I think it is going to happen because I've seen it. I've seen it. Bits and pieces all over the season. And now it's all starting to gel together to make this, like, team. A team that wins. You heard it here. Anyway. Pitts. Luton. Oh, man. Luton. Where you were in? Yeah. These are names. Yeah, and Jefferson has been a stud. You know, there have been all sorts of studs. I mean, in fact, I think one of the, it's not even a good game, but I think there's going to be, significant fantasy value in it, and that is Detroit at Carolina, right? Matthew Stafford is going to roll in there. I think he's been day-to-day. I think he's going to start. I mean, they got a rookie, Swift, who's been starting to come alive, and still Jones, a wide receiver there, as well as the other wide receiver. Oh, man, it's all escaping me, but whatever. Man, and plus, in Carolina, I know that was just terrible. If you all drop off right now, I totally get it. But I'll bounce back. Trust me, I'll bounce back. Carolina, I mean, they got Mike Davis, who with Christian McCaffrey still out, who was just like the fantasy MVP of my team, actually, last year. And now I haven't had him except for 2 games this year. Both games he scored ridiculous points. Anyway, it makes no sense. You know, if you got any jet on your team, then you got a bad team. They're playing the Chargers. But see, the thing is, Chargers have been in high-scoring games all year, and with they're 2-7. They're probably going to be 3-7 because the Jets will find a way to lose. How am I doing in fantasy football? Good question, Walter. All right. Well, I play in 2 leagues. I play in the Hardcore Challenge with my main man, the commish. I'm on the rules committee. Of course, he's the commish. You get it? And I am struggling and striving right now. My team is on IR. Man alive. Honestly, my football resume is not getting any better in 2020. Luckily, I've got some stuff in the past that is garnered some respect. You know what I mean? But this year has been a struggle, man, between all the injuries. I mean, we started out, how many players did we lose? I had Christian McCaffrey. I had Eckler, both on IR. Eckler's still on IR. You know what I'm saying? I had Michael Thomas, who was hurt all year. Traded him, actually. I got another first-round draft pick next year. So that's right on. Because this year's a wash, man. I might squeak into the playoffs, because I'm scrappy. I'm crafty. That's about it. D. Johnson, wide receiver for Pittsburgh. Man, if it's not, Schuster or the guy that just came alive this year and has kind of fizzled out a little bit, Claypool, then you don't pick him unless you go tight end, because every now and again Brendan Roethlisberger will hit the tight end. That tight end is Eric Ebron, if I'm not mistaken, and he's been solid before. Eric Ebron has been a pretty solid wide receiver. Tight end wherever he's been, except I don't know. He had some lackluster years. In Detroit. What do you know? So anyway, in the Hardcore Challenge, I'm scrapping and scraping, and I'm probably going to squeak into the playoffs, but maybe not. It's been a real hard year. Most of my players have gotten hurt. I can kind of predict some shit, but I can't predict injuries. No one can predict injuries. That's just the thing. If you draft a team and half of it gets hurt, it's not like you knew that they were going to get hurt. And what would you say if somebody was the first time playing fantasy football? Well, that's a good question. Thanks, Walter. Wow. So if this is your first time playing fantasy football, it really does start with the homework. You have to do some research. And luckily, there's plenty of sites, websites, magazines that you can pick up or you can log onto or what have you, and you can read. Right? And that's the key, because you're going to have a few different philosophies in fantasy football. You could do the whole, I know, some guys used to just gang up with running backs, man. They just draft running back round one, And then for a while, it got kind of like super suave to draft a wide receiver in that first round. And now, even quarterbacks. So ultimately, you really want to have an idea of what you're going to do in your first draft, because ultimately, it won't go that way. It won't go that way. Have some notes are there so you can freaking rebound, so you can figure it out, because you're going to have to adjust. You're going to have to adjust because some jerkwad is going to pick, I don't know, somebody in the second round, and you were next, and you had that guy. You swear he looked at your sheet, but whatever, whatever. You got to do some homework. That's the key. If you really want to win, if you want to just do it for fun and you know something about football, go with guys you know. There you go. 2 times I had Claypool. He gave up negative points. Negative points. What kind of league gives wide receivers negative points? He'd have to fumble a lot or something. I think, yeah. You'd have to fumble to get those negative points. So, anyway, man, that was a great question, Walter. I really appreciate it, man. By the way, if you are tuning in on a watch party, all right, and you're asking questions, I don't see those. You got to go to the live cast. That's on Raider Reaction. Facebook, /Raider Reaction. Get there. Watch it live. That's where I answer the questions. So, anyway, well, it's about time for kickoff. Hold on, let's do a check here. Are they kicking off? Or is that what's happening? Is that what's going on in the streets? We got this stellar Thursday night matchup of Arizona and Seattle. Not going to kid you, that's going to be a good game. Why? Russell Wilson's going to go bananas because he had a bad game. He doesn't like to do it. Bro, he fumbled. Okay. Gave up on Andrews. Yeah. I mean, this is the hardest fantasy football year I have ever seen. I've been, just trying to figure it out, I have to admit. And I'm doing pretty good. I'm like around 500 in the one league, which is, just good enough to be dangerous, I suppose, And it's like, no one expects the Spanish Inquisition. No one expects COVID and shit, man. That COVID list is ridiculous, man. Oh, it's no good. It's not what's good in the hood. So, anyway, I'm looking up 2 times you had Claypool. Man, negative. Both times he had fumbles. Maybe that's why he's not getting the ball as much anymore, I suppose. Because he had that one game when he had 4 touchdowns. Like Ben Roethlisberger was like, yeah, you're the man. Yeah. And, not so much anymore. Now it's a lot of Smith-Schuster and the running back. Not Willie Parker. That's old school. Anyway, tell you what, it's about that time. So we are going to wrap it up. Don't forget to follow us on all of the social media platforms. I'm talking about Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of it. Twitch.tv. Check us out on Twitch.tv. Yeah. Whew. All right, I'm going to wrap this thing up. In the meantime, hey, be a supporter. You get a lot of cool stuff. You get, you're privy to all the inside information, all the Raider news you want, all the football news you want. David, I might be looking at you, buddy. Hell, if you become a supporter, I will sit down and I'll call you on the phone. We'll have a conversation. We'll figure out your team, and I'll tell you my philosophies and everything, man. There you go. And then you can be a fantasy football champion. This is Prime. 2 fingers sideways. I'm out.